Hi everyone and welcome along to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing a review of this item here, which is a dehumidifier. It's made by a British company, Meaco. They also designed it. Now, to their credit, in 2020 this item was given a Which Best Buy, so that's got to be pretty good. Now, Meaco are sponsoring me for doing this review, so thanks guys for doing that. So without further delay, let's get into it a bit more. This model here is the 12 litre model, and this is good for 3-bedroom houses. There is also a 10 litre model, which is great for flats. And then there's a very large 20 litre model, which is obviously great for larger houses. All of them have 2-year warranty. It's a must, isn't it, these days? We've got this lovely laundry mode on it. We'll have a look at that later on. And a quiet mark, which means if you look at this bit here on the labelling, it says it runs at 36 dB, which in layman's terms is very quiet, very good for one of these. And that's one thing you do require of a dehumidifier, especially if you're running at night, that it runs quiet. What else do I like? Low power consumption, and that is the other must for today. Low power has got to be top of the list as well, hasn't it? Okay, so let's open the box and see what we got. Let's now then get it out of the box, shall we? Get it apart here. Piece of foam on the top. Okay, we'll take that away. We'll buy a piece of plastic we should be able to pull up from underneath so it slides off like so. Then we've got the device itself. Now at the back of it there's a handhold here, which is very good for getting a grip to pull this out of the box. There's also a lead. Now it's probably easier to put this lead, wedge it there and take it with the whole device and let it dangle about. Put your hand on the front of there and pull. Okay, easy peasy. There it is out of the box. We'll put it on the table there. Controls for the unit then. Power on and off, a countdown timer, dehumidification level, 2-speed fan indicated by these 2 lights, and the laundry mode. Right, we'll just switch it on then, this button here. As you can see, it comes on the slow fan speed, that's quite normal, and the humidity level in the room is at that figure there, 70 in this instance. Now you can set the humidity by this button here, and you can see it's set at 80. It's recommended to be 50. You can scroll through, or 55, they're the two. We'll have it at 55. That's now going to run until it can get down to 55. This one here, timer, I put this on, it's a countdown timer, and you can set it for up to 24 hours to count down before it switches off. Now you might find that leaving it on too many hours that you're worried about it filling the chamber and maybe having a little minor flood, but you needn't worry, because this little light here is the full up button, and basically when the little chamber is full up the unit will switch off. Lastly, of course, I just want to go over this. This is obviously the on button, and you can see the dehumidifier symbol there, so you know it's running. There's another little symbol here though, and alongside it, and this is the defrost button. I will go into that one a little bit later on for you. Right, well, before we begin our week's worth of testing, just a couple of things of worthy note we need to look at around the back of the machine. And one is our air filter here. Just pulls away like so. Very simple, very easy, and all you've got to do, remember, is to keep it nice and clean. Okay, a clean filter means a more efficient working machine. Underneath we have the water container. It pulls out like that. It's got a little plastic lid cover on there to keep the water in there, but it does easily pull away, as you can see, so it's not a really big deal. It's got to be lined back up and slid back in, and it's done. Now, one thing I've got to tell you about is that if you decide to move your machine to another room and you haven't emptied the water in the container, as you tilt it and lift it, you will leave a nice trail of water behind you, like I did. Unfortunately, you must empty the container before you go moving it, otherwise you will end up in a bit of trouble like I did. So don't do what I did. In your home, if you've got this or this, condensation coming off of the steamer, or even worse, this. The very worst thing we want in the home is this, isn't it? Clearly then, you can see we have a lot of condensation in our home. So let's get back to that earlier video of the windows and we'll see how our little boy got on, shall we? Right, we've been running in the room for 5 minutes now and it's settled at 73 in here. At 73%, the level of moisture detected in the environment is high, and condensation is a symptom of this. Recommended humidity is 50 to 60%. So I'm going to get that down, and I've made a little mark on the window there, just to see that we have some condensation in here. And later, we're looking much better. Okay then, so we all know trying to dry laundry indoors is a bit of a headache, isn't it? So we're going to use our laundry mode setting on this. Now it's a lot cheaper to use than a tumble dryer. It's only 2.4p per hour, so I reckon it's well worth a go. Let's try it now. Let's turn it on then. On here, you see the humidity is up quite high. It's one touch laundry button, and this is it here. Here we go. And that's it. Away we go and let it do its thing. Let's take a look at the tank then. Wow, just to think that amount of moisture would have been in the air. This is from our laundry in the other room as you saw just now, and that is quite incredible, isn't it? This then is a 2.6 litre container with dehumidifier, and you may find if you've got a lot of humidity in your house at first anyway, at least you will have to empty it a lot, quite regularly. But there is another way of emptying this. Let me show you. When you pull this out, you may wonder why there's a little hole there, because you don't need to, you can pull it from the sides. But when it's out, if I show you up here, you'll see there is a tube sticking out there. Now you can put a small hose on there and run the hose through this hole on the front of here, like so, and then run your hose down and out and away. Particularly useful if you're dry and washing in a bathroom, for instance, because you could drop the hose into a shower tray or the bath. But as long as you can take the water away, you won't have to keep emptying the container. This dehumidifier is equipped with an automatic defrosting system. If it goes into defrost mode, the LED light beneath the droplet and snowflake will flash. So if you see it flashing, it's not a fault. Meacodry is designed for normal indoor UK household temperatures, around 16C or above for this particular model. For colder environments, such as a garage, shed, cellar or even on a boat, a Meaco desiccant dehumidifier would be more suitable, as this uses different dehumidification, that's a mouthful, isn't it, technology. And lastly, the fan symbol here is also a child lock. Right, well, we're getting near the end of this review, so I often get asked a lot of plumbing questions on heating and how to get a warmer house. Do I turn the stat right up on the radiator? I'm running the room stat flat out and it's still not all that warm. Shall I replace it, get bigger radiators that might do the job for me? But a lot of times it's not about the radiator sizes, it's the air. Is it damp and moist? Damp air, it doesn't warm up, it just warms up. The damp air, it doesn't make you feel as warm as it should, as if you were heating dry air. Dry air warms quicker and you feel warmer. So a lot of times you would actually feel a lot warmer in your house if you had one of these. Positioning wise, we have this in the centre of our house, more or less, in the hallway. We live in a bungalow, so kind of all our doors go off of there. And at night it's the quietest little hum, a bit like a computer hum makes it that low. We don't hear it, we leave it running and it does the job. Lastly then, before I go, don't forget that moist damp air is not very good for your health. Okay, it's been proven. Drier air is much better. You've got to get that humidity dead right, so it is quite an important thing. And talking about dry, I'm very dry myself. I think it's time I went and got myself a nice beer. So on that note, I'm going to leave you. All that stuff, you know where to go, usual place, Derrickton 33. Catch you next time. Bye bye.